Hi, everyone. Minor Ramos here with Asset Legacy Planning.
And Francine Walters with Walters Asset Protection and Mortgage.
There we go. Well, you've been watching a series of videos on how to protect your family, your health, your business, and your home. Today, we're going to talk about trusts because there is maybe some confusion about, what a trust is and what it actually does. And, if I could, maybe, just express it this way. A trust is like when you build a home, you build your dream home, right? And in your dream home, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to furnish it, right? You're going to go and get all the things that, that are going to make you feel great. Probably that big, humongous TV that everybody needs. You're going to go and get the appliances, but you might also go and get some artwork, things, to decorate the home. Maybe you have some additions. All of those things, the things that they describe that make up your home, that could be literally how you can look at a trust. So we talked about having your medical directive, your will, right? But then if you leave it at that, it goes through probate. Well, if you don't want it to go through probate, you create a trust. And the trust is what like literally takes it jumps the whole probate thing. Like it just goes, normally we'll go probate, like it just goes and it just jumps it. It skips it completely, right? But the question a lot of people have, well, what kind of trust, right? So Francine, what kind of trust should people be looking at?
Well, there's three types of trust. There's a testamentary trust, a revocable living trust, and an irrevocable trust. Now, it's very important people understand that a testamentary trust is just as unsecure as a will. You'll still go through the probate process, so don't even bother. It's just like having a will. So a lot of people are purchasing documents online, and the wording says that they're purchasing a living trust, a revocable living trust, and they're not actually purchasing that. They're actually purchasing a testamentary trust, which is not protecting their family. So then, okay, set that aside, right? And now we're looking at a revocable trust. A revocable trust does protect your family a little bit more, right? It protects your assets. You state your beneficiaries, you state your successor trustees, your trustees, who's managing the trust. But there's some things that it doesn't protect you from. So one of those things is that it is not impenetrable, right? So creditors can still come after you, and it is pierceable by creditors. So that's really important for people to know. Now, there's also no segregation of assets to qualify for Medicaid. So if you have this trust and you've got assets in it, and those assets are keeping you from qualifying for Medicaid, and now you're draining your retirement, liquidating it, draining it to pay for medical expenses. And so you're not going to be able to leave your descendants, your beneficiaries, everything you would hope to leave them, because it doesn't segregate those assets so that you qualify for Medicaid. That's another important con for a revocable living trust. Now, an irrevocable trust fully protects you. So it is creditor safe. It can't be taxed, sued, or levied against. So you are truly protecting your beneficiaries, your successor trustees, and the trustees of the trust, so that they are able to acquire and get all of those assets that you intend for them to receive when you pass away, so that you can truly establish that generational wealth. And it stipulates that it can't be revoked, amended, or altered. So some might view that as a con, because once it is set. Now, you can have board of trustee meetings. And who would those be? Those would probably be your children. And they can come to agreements on, but every agreement that they come to has to benefit the beneficiaries for
Mm.
that trust. So it protects your assets and it protects your goals for
Yeah,
everything that you leave behind.
yeah,
So some will make sure that those stay in the bloodline, right? All of those assets. So if um, one of your grandchildren one day or your children marries the kind of person that might try to take these assets from the family and the bloodline they were intended to, then an irrevocable trust would protect that if the wording is right. So that's very important.
right. And we will do a follow-up video to this, to talk about, what are the ways that you can obtain these documents, right? So wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I just wanted to add one more thing. There are some other trusts that like special needs trusts, for people
Yeah.
with, children that have, the special needs. I know there's a lot of parents that have furry kids, right? So there's a pet trust that can be established. And
Wow. I didn't know about that one.
yeah,
Wow.
there's a lot of different kinds of trusts, but it really, you narrowed it down to the ones that are mostly needed and the most common. But everyone has very specific needs. So through a process, we go through a process of, questions that lead us to the next thing, and we'll give you some more information about how to obtain those documents. So thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks, Francine.
Thank you.